Hello, I'm and welcome back to some Minecraft Java Edition video. Today we're going to talk about 1.12 and 1.13 and one of the interesting differences between them, because the aquatic update, as 1.13 is also known, is not meant to change your seeds. However, it does exactly that, and the reasons behind it are kind of interesting, and it's one I wanted to first of all show off and prove it does happen, even though it's not meant to, and then talk about why exactly that is, because I find the reason to be fascinating, I find it to be slightly avoidable, and I figured it'd be kind of like a fun, in-depth dive to a Minecraft 1.13 feature. So hopefully you do enjoy this video where we talk about seed differences, because obviously I do the Seed Sunday stuff, I'm kind of invested, maybe you are too. Please do like it if you do like it though, because it helps out the channel, and let's know you do like this sort of video. So what we're going to be using as our test seed for this video is Toycat. It's a random seed you've probably never used before, and the reason we're going to be using it is because it gives us a great comparison of 1.12 into 1.13. So like I said, this is 1.12 that I'm going to be showing to you right now. This is me loading up what should just be a normal world, which you'd expect to be exactly the same as an aquatic world, maybe with the brief exception of the fact that, like, oh yeah, in the rivers you don't find seagrass because it's not the aquatic update, and if we went out to sea, obviously you'd find different things there, but the land should be the same because the aquatic update changes no land features. However, as you can see, this is what the seed looks like. Take a good look around, you'll see there's some extreme hills over there, then there's some forest over there, and then over in the distance there's also a village right next to the extreme hills, and a few different things like that. Try and pay like some general attention to the land. We'll use you know, the extreme mountains over there as our kind of true north, and then this is like our east, let's say, and then, you know, to the west we've got some forest, and to the south we've got a big forest over there. So this is what we can just about see from our spawn, and this is what things look like in 1.12. And now, here we are in 1.13, doing the exact same thing. If you want to see it's 1.13, there's the big enough proof we have. But we're doing the exact same thing in the latest update, which again, theoretically changed nothing besides the landmass. And as you can expect from the fact that I've mentioned it in that way like 5 times, like, oh, it shouldn't change anything. And yet, you know, the title of this video is Seeds Change, because you know how titles work on YouTube. They've got to give away at least one key point in the video, because otherwise, you know, people aren't going to click it or some nonsense. But yeah, basically, as you can see, exactly the same seed. It looks pretty similar on the surface, right? Like, oh yeah, you spawn near a river, and then there is an extreme hills to my, let's call that our north. So then what about all of our other directions? Wait, everything else has changed. Exactly the same seed, it's just Toycat. I did type it in exactly the same way, but everything is different. And although there's like a general similarity of the fact that, like, oh yeah, there's a forest into an extreme hills, and we could probably find another extreme hills just over there. Again, I think that might actually be our north in this example. So like, okay, there's a extreme hills over there with the village attached to it, so everything's just about making sense. There's our same extreme hills, but then it seems like things change a little bit beyond there. And, you know, first of all, this river looks entirely different. Second of all, you can see how, like, the shapes aren't exactly the same. And yeah, long story short, things have changed between the seed we have right here and the seed we were just in. So what's the deal with that? First of all, in case you want to see even more proof, because this could be one seed, maybe they targeted Toycat. They went out to get me because they don't like my seed names and they want to play around with that. No, let me show you a few examples of, like, a transition from one, you know, seed that should be there to one that doesn't, such as this one with a frost spikes and this one without frost spikes. Here's another transition, 1.12 into 1.13. Lots of seeds have changed, and pretty much every single seed has changed in this update. What is the reason behind that? And the reason is kind of funny, because it only affects the Java edition, which makes it even more suspicious, and the reason is actually been given out by Grum, who is one of the oldest school Minecraft developers. You might know them because if you use a name tag to call something Grum, then it flips them upside down, like with Dinnerbone. But yeah, the official explanation he gave was kind of interesting, and I read it a few times, so I figured let's give it to you and let you know what he said. So he said, we wanted to do changes with the world gen system to make it simple / clear and possible to data drive it in the future. Data drive in this concept means, like, you can change it by using, you know, data files, and a lot easier to change the world generation. So while doing so, we noticed at a certain moment we generated some areas of the terrain differently than before. Not meaning things placed as decoration, but the actual shape of the land itself. It took a while to figure out why, but it turned out that in the old code there had been a bug from the beginning. We forgot to reset the seed of a random when we merged rivers and biomes. In the new code there was no way to reproduce this wrong behavior, and this is why this bug, which is the one that explains this whole thing, has been resolved as working as intended. We're not happy that we ended up changing the world where the intention was not to. We just found there was no way to keep the bug while also keeping the new functionality we've added. So we chose to keep the new bug-free implementation, and hopefully we'll be able to offer data-driven biome definitions in the future because of it. So yeah, I read this quite a few times, and maybe if it immediately explains to you, like, maybe I just can't pass the English here, it doesn't make any sense, but he said, we forgot to reset the seed of a random when we merged merge rivers and biomes. That's the official explanation given for this, and if you read that, again, I read it 5-6 times, I was like, forgot to reset the seed off a random when we, and it's like, I think there's a word missing there. So my vague understanding of this, because I have I'd like to believe a reasonable understanding of how the, Minecraft world is generated randomly based on every single seed. Basically, that seed is taken and it's used for a lot of different random functions. Every single biome has like a range of randomness. That's why, you never just get like huge pillars out of nowhere unless it's a glitched world. Every biome has parameters within which Minecraft can generate, and to do so, it uses random functions. And those random functions have certain ranges, it seems, like I said, and it seems like they use the seed to generate that. However, these randoms, were not being reset correctly. The randoms were not being reset after they crossed a river, because a river didn't used to be really a biome, it used to just be a feature going through one, and because of that, the random would like carry on from the river to something else, which is not consistent with the rest of Minecraft. So again, this is my understanding. If you feel like you know better, please do explain in the comments. But as I understand this, as I take this to mean, basically they wanted to make sure that Minecraft worked consistently. It shouldn't be the case that a random, a river uses a random part of a, seed, or random part of a function, and then the same random carries on to, say, the extreme hills. And because they've reset it, now the random for the river is different to the random for the hills following it, which means the random for the thing after that will change as well. And basically, the more rivers you get, the more stuff you have, the more this reset would happen, and therefore the more seeds change, the further out you get, because, again, previous random values will go a little bit further, which is why all of these biomes look so different, especially when we go further. Like, there's a jungle over there now, because again, the thing that determines when the biome ends and when another biome begins, that has changed. The thing that will determine when a rare biome starts, such as the frost spikes, that is the sort of thing that changes. And again, as far as I understand it, I want to be 100% clear here that, like, I think that was either miswritten, or I'm just like too stupid to read it on the first few goes. But as I understand it, that means that all Minecraft seeds in 1.13 have changed unintentionally. They want to bring out a cool new feature where people can actually change the world generation in a lot easier of a way, and to do so, they had to effectively just admit that, like, we had a bug before, and to fix the bug, we have to change worlds. To keep the old worlds, they would have to admit that there is, leave a bug in the game, which would have made that stuff more tricky in the future. And I think it's an interesting decision to have to make. Like, this isn't something you hear about many games having to do. Like, should we have a game which is broken but consistent, or should we have a game that works, has that big switch over where, it's weird that it works, and then move on from there? And I feel like Minecraft does quite well on deciding to reset stuff. As we've shown from our, seeds through the ages kind of thing, as you go slowly through more Minecraft seeds, you can see, so as you go through more Minecraft updates for the same seed, you can see how things just change from time to time to time, and as long as there's some benefit to every single time, such as new biomes being added, or in some cases just rewriting the world generation so the seeds are static, as long as there's some benefit each time, it does make sense. However, what it does mean is if you want a Minecraft 1.13 seed, your 1.12 seeds, your 1.11 seeds, your 1. Whatever seeds will work fine enough, it's just the detail will be lacking. Stuff like this is all different and messed up with, look at all these legs, because of the fact that the random values are all slightly different, which means I guess we need some 1.13 seeds. Would you like to see some on the channel? I don't know for sure. I just wanted to let you know about a fun bug, let you know what the solution is, and I hope you all enjoyed this video, vaguely going over a Minecraft bug. You can like this if you do like it, because it helps out the channel and lets know you do enjoy this sort of video. Share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.